So according to page 257 of the Smith and Nicholas article, which was written in 2010 but has recently been updated to also include most of the similar information, the explosion in technology-based solutions and their potential to meet the educational needs of all learners has been cited repeatedly over the past decade. So we know that technology solutions are working because they've been cited. However, again, the findings suggest that technology-based solutions for students with disabilities are underutilized, especially among those who would benefit the most. And again, the research in his article talks about the reasons being because there is not a lot of research suggesting that they are valid and reliable interventions or methods. The reasons also noted for the underutilization of technology were the limited teacher training, the school culture, not having a culture that really embraces technology across the board, maybe some teachers who aren't familiar with it and it scares them, limited funding for those technology resources, the identification and consideration process. When we look at identifying assistive technology, like the 2 readings you read the first 2 weeks of this program, really talked about some different assistive technologies that maybe we don't even consider. So identifying what those are and considering them with each student. Then the lack of awareness among professionals and among family members of what's out there, and the limited knowledge and lack of emphasis on connecting technology-based solutions to those instructional approaches that we know are effective and are being used. So that's what we're going to do the next 2 weeks, is really focus in on those technology-based solutions to instructional approaches. And that's why instructional approaches used in technology are so important when you select any form of educational technology. It's because that really is what's research-based and what's backed by data. So that can't be argued with. It can't be said that, oh, this isn't what's best for kids, because these research-based approaches have been proven to be best for kids. Whereas technology is new, and some can argue that some things we don't really know what the effect is going to be. So what instructional practices we know are research-based? Well, right now, we have evidence to support evidence-based classroom instruction, so methods within your classroom instruction that have evidence behind them, such as the KWL chart, Venn diagrams, graphic organizers. We have research behind them. Student assessments with the classroom focus, that means assessing a student within the classroom environment to see the needs and making ongoing classroom changes based on that assessment. We know that's effective. And the final 2 are universal screening of both academics and behavior. And those universal screenings can be anything from DIBELS to Success Maker to Read Naturally to Reading A to Z to just basic CBMs, curriculum-based measurements. All of those are considered universal screenings. And then continuous progress monitoring of students. Most of those have a progress monitoring component in them, but also your own progress monitoring, continually doing IRIs, informal reading inventories on students, continuing to do weekly quizzes in math. You're monitoring your kids' progress. Even those sites that we have mentioned in the past that give like math quizzes and flashcards and things like that and record their progress, that would be considered part of your progress monitoring. So the areas considered effective practices by the field of education, there are 3. One is graphic organizers. The next is strategic and procedural support for writing. And the final is explicit instruction. There are many other effective practices that we know of in the field of education, but these are the effective practices that we're going to focus on. So let's start with graphic organizers. Graphic organizers. There is 4 decades of research supporting the use of graphic organizers. There have also been 4 different meta-analyses conducted on graphic organizers and how effective they are. They're effective for struggling learners and those with learning disabilities. And they're effective for reading comprehension and vocabulary. In those areas, really having a graphic organizer has improved student growth. So based on your feedback, I'm not going to walk you through each of these websites. I'm going to give you time to explore them on your own. I'm just going to list them here. The first one is GIST, and I'm going to just talk to you for a moment about it. And you can get there through gistplan.com. The next ones are FreeMind, Webspiration, Prezi, Inspiration, Kidspiration, Idea Sketch, Draft Builder, BUBBL, it's like bubble.us, Read, Write, Think, and Mind Demo. So let's talk about GIST for a second. GIST is designed to incorporate the content enhancement routines. Content enhancement routines are research-based routines developed by KU. KU's Center for Research and Learning developed these. Some of the routines are called frames or linking. Frames is a graphic organizer that allows you to see the main idea and all of the attachments to it. And linking is the graphic organizer that kind of links one thing to the next. They're both really great. And GIST is a great place to go to get those online free graphic organizers. There's a tool set for educators there and a lot of curriculum assistance devices that you can use with all kinds of diverse learning. Some are paid and some are free, but GIST is definitely a site you need to check out. The next, when we talk about graphic organizers, sometimes we leave out that comics can be used to assist with graphic organizers if you'd like, because they do provide the visuals and an option for some, as you know, some words and verbals that can go with them. But for students who are nonverbal, comics are a really good way to get that graphic organizer in there. These are my two favorite free comics, MakeBeliefsComics.com and Plask.com. You can also upgrade and pay money for their higher edition, but really what they have available for free is great. So how to apply step 4? Step 4 is that monitoring your own learning. So you help students ask questions while they're learning. Does this make sense? Do I know the goal? What don't I understand? Why do I not understand it? What could I do so that I can understand it? Again, remember, I don't know is no longer an option. They need to tell you what they do know. We should be using at this step both formative and summative assessments and teaching students how to assess their own learning. Graphic organizers, online quizzes, KWL charts, reflections, products using technology like PhotoStory, Movie Maker, iMovie, all of those are great products to have students use to show their own learning. This second clip is a reminder to us all that we are really preparing these kids for life, not just for a test.
1 minute please. Time, thank you. Could you all please put down your pens and bring your papers to the front of the room? Thank you. Well done. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, you're too late. Gave you plenty of warnings about time. You failed. Sorry.
Excuse me, do you know who I am?
I have absolutely no idea.
Good.
Just another great reminder of what we're really preparing these kids for. We need to teach them to think critically. We need to teach them to listen to time's up and listen and stay focused, but also when they get in a bind, teach them how to get out of those situations. Teach them basic skills that they may not be getting because they're not interacting or playing as much with their neighbors and problem solving.